Here to review step number 31 of the 67 steps. This one was called Delegating to Shalini and Sam Walton's over-the-shoulder style. How to manage people. And if you want to make some big bucks, if you want to make so much money that you don't count it, you weigh it, according to this lesson, you need to manage people. And there's a quote in here from Will Durant that Ty cites a lot in this lesson. And the quote is, "The men who manage men manage the men who can only manage things. But the men who manage money manage all." And just to give an example of what that means, if you work at McDonald's, you're always going to make less money if all you can do is work the register. That's managing things. You're going to make more money as the manager because then you don't manage the equipment there, you manage people. And if you look at the Forbes 400 list, the people who make even more money than the managers are investors because they're people that manage money. And clearly managing people is a very valuable skill. You're always going to need to manage people even if you don't own your own business, aren't a manager in a company, you still need to manage your own life. And most likely you need to hire people and be in charge of making sure they do a good job. Even if you're as simple as a stay-at-home mom or dad, you're still going to need to hire an accountant, mechanic, babysitters, home remodelers. These are all vendors that work for you, and you manage how they treat you. And this is not control. Control suggests that you're doing something not in their best interest. When you can manage people properly, not only can you manage expectations, but you can manage the results that they give you. And there's kind of two extremes to management. There's people that think one way, and that's that I'm gonna just come up with an idea, outsource everything, manage everybody, and somehow through the miracle of magic, I'm just gonna have a amazing business, amazing amount of money in my bank account. That's one extreme. The other extreme is people that say, I'm a lone wolf, I'm gonna do everything all by myself, I'm not gonna hire anyone to do anything. Always avoid extremes. Those are two extremes. The answer is usually somewhere in the middle, and the answer being in the middle suggests that you're probably gonna need to hire some people for some things. And when you're hiring someone to do something, even if they're a specialist, you should still have general knowledge in what you're delegating. There's a quote in here that Ty says, "You can't delegate what you don't know." And Sam Walton calls having a general overview of what you're hiring someone to do over-the-shoulder management style. And Ty gives a few examples of how you can do this. Before you hire your mechanic to do the schedule maintenance and/or repairs on your vehicle, you should have at least thumbed through the owner's manual of your vehicle so that you can keep people honest. That's not to say all or any mechanics are dishonest, but you keep people on their toes by them knowing that you're looking over their shoulder. Remember too, the mechanic is more interested in them having a good life than you having a good life. Your doctor cares about you, but nobody loves you as much as you love yourself. Even someone as close as your parents only has 50% of your DNA. So before you go to the doctor, you should at least read a book about basic health. You should know, if you're going to the doctor to get a physical exam, which you should be doing every year, at least every other year, you should know what your ideal body mass index is, what your ideal height and weight is, what your ideal blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, so that you're not overcharged by the physician, or you're not screwed over by the mechanic. Years ago I was curious to this, and I learned this lesson the hard way. I had to, according to my owner's manual, get my car oil changed and tires rotated. So just out of curiosity, I went to the store and before my car appointment, and got some sidewalk chalk, and inside the number of my tire, inside each of my 4 tires, to make sure that they would actually rotate them. And sure enough, I got charged for them rotating all 4 tires, but after the appointment, I looked on the underneath my car and saw that they only rotated 2 of them, but charged me all 4, the bastards. So this is a very important lesson. And past President Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. And yeah, I feel like this is especially important right now because we're hiring a lot of people virtually. I'd assume that people are going to be more honest to your face and less honest to you if they're meeting you online. So have a general knowledge, because people a lot of times charge per hour, and you know, someone that's doing some computer work for you that they could tell you're unfamiliar with could take advantage of that unfamiliarity. And having a general understanding right off the bat knows that they'll know that they can't take advantage of you because you're not weak. And you know, this isn't about being a know-it-all or being a dilettante or micromanaging. This is just about, again, keeping people on their toes, having a general knowledge of the subject area, and you'll always be glad you did do this. And the questions at the end of this lesson are, what is the time you delegated something and it came out to be a nightmare and you didn't look over the shoulder of the person you were hiring? What are some things you need to build basic everyday life knowledge in? And in your primary career, what is something you delegated without enough knowledge? And how are you going to commit to getting more knowledge? Thanks so much. See you on review number 32. Take care.